Good morning, guys, and welcome back. As you can see, and as promised, right, we are officially starting on the next portion of this project, and that's going to be the Eventuri cold air intake system. I have it right here. I was buttoning up some things on the car, like putting in the battery and setting up a lot of the things that we took out in the last episode for the charge pipe system. So I'm going to start working on this guy. You've already seen the unboxing, so we could skip that part. Now I just want to see kind of how this is going to all put together, so that way I know exactly what spacing I'm working with, what I need to remove, which I would assume is going to be one of these guys. Let me show you. I'm almost 100% positive, like 99.9% positive that this thing comes out. So I have to check on that, but outside of that, I mean, it's prepped up, ready to go. I still got to connect the sensor back there, but it's just way too hard right now that the car's jacked up. So I was just waiting on that, but everything else in the charge pipe system is buttoned up. We got that guy screwed down. So let's just jump into the cold air intake here. And then from here, I'll see kind of how this is gonna go together. I'll read over the instructions just to be on the safe side, right? But outside of that, let's just get started. All right, so I started over here, but I kind of did this one off camera, but it was just literally a little rubber, not even rubber, it's plastic that they use here, which is, excuse me, why these things always get heat soaked. But I took out this plastic piece here, just loosening up these screws. Now I gotta get this guy off, and we'll get this thing off of here so we can get, I've already opened it obviously on my side, but we can get the Eventuri system on here. Instructions call for removing this mass airflow sensor out of its housing, because this housing goes connected to the ECU like such. Well, it went connected to the ECU, right? But now that we're going to put in the cold air intake system, that no longer applies. So I got to get it out of this plastic housing, which is I'm going to work on now. And then Eventuri provides their own cover for it, so that way the wires aren't exposed, touch something hot, obviously something goes wrong with the sensor. Gonna get to this now, get this out of here, wrap this in a new one, so that way we can get to trying to get the new piece inside the bay. So now we finally got this out. I can remove the wiring from here because this is no longer going to be attached. So this is out. We got the wire out. Now we can take Eventuri's kit. This guy should just pry open. Yep. And we're going to cover the new wire with this guy. So from here down, all this gets covered with the new stuff. So let's go. Now we got the math already done up. The next thing is to get the breather module off of this guy. And now you can see these screws are a pain. They're really tight. So we're trying to find a method to get them out without breaking them. When we get there, I'll let you know. But we need to get this off so we can place it onto the new Eventuri portion of it, which is right here on the rubber grommet. We're gonna get there. I just want to take this off carefully, so I'm gonna strip another screw like I did on the last one. Pero ¿cómo tú lo quieres? ¿Lo levanto así o lo levanto así?
Ok, ahí vamos.
Dale. Ahí se fue. Puerto Rican engineering. Diablo.
Okay, go. Mejor vaya que fuerza, ok, ya.
Man. There you go, guys. The Puerto Rican engineering for you. Channel lock this, gets it out. No problem. The breather module is fully off. Now, I know this gasket, per the instructions, we're gonna use it on the new one. Just gotta figure out where, but just a call out, definitely follow these instructions because there's a lot of little things that I forgot I had to do again. A lot of it still makes sense from the past one on the FK8, but still, this gasket will be used again. I just gotta find a step in the process where we put it onto the new application. So let me get there, but at least you guys seen how we got that off, right? All right, so the next step is that the instructions call to remove all of the rubber grommets that are here in the front and in the back, this guy right here. And that's all I've seen. So I'm gonna take these out now, and then we have to take these and place them onto the new one, right? So you're kind of using some of the stop applications, and obviously the stock screws go back in there as well. So let's get to it. So we got the rubber grommets on the intake. Now, Eventuri, I forgot, this is the first time I see this piece. I didn't open this last time. That's carbon, but still. Oof. I mean, come on. There is nothing that compares to that. And then when you look at the attention to detail on the inside, like this is just beautiful. This has to go on the air box. So I need to put the filter on here first and then push all of this through, and then we could get the map sensor on. That's what we're gonna do right now, okay? Okay, so it wants me to put the filter on the tube and then push the tube through. Same process I did back when I had the very first one. So now we're going to attach this bracket so we can put the sensor on here, and it's already pre-drilled where it needs to go to. So remember how I said earlier we were going to use this gasket, right? Well, the kit comes with this new piece that you need to install into the rubber. Now, we're going to simply place this in here. Now, we can take off the gasket. Now it's all set. That's good. That's it for this piece. Let's see what we got to do next. All right, now we can start marking this guy up. So we're here the next morning. Sorry. Sorry again. I'm actually fighting off some sort of sickness, whatever. So the main objective today is to finish this guy out, right? Bolt it down, get the sensors in, make sure it's sturdy and not going anywhere, right? Then I need to put on the front mount intercooler. I need to get that guy back in here. So I kind of want to button everything back up just so I can have it all ready for the front bumper, because I do want to get the front bumper back on. There's nothing else I can think of that I need to do that requires it to be off. So I want to get to that part of it, and then we'll just kind of continue on. So cold air intake, the PRL front mount intercooler, get it all buttoned back up and get this front end looking as it should again. All right. So we finally got the intercooler on. I am not gonna lie, that was pretty tough. And it makes it worse because once you connect all the new charge piping system, the HPS doesn't give you any flex. So you're really just there fighting with it. So what I had to do was loosen up certain ends, and I'll show you guys right now because I didn't see anybody mention this on YouTube. So first thing I had to loosen was this guy. There is, where is it at? Okay, so you see where the intercooler meets the piping on the turbo hot side? There's a screw right here on the back that you guys will see. And that screw is clear now. That screw, I had to loosen it up almost until it was almost out, just so I could get enough flex to pull it this way. On the intercooler side, the very first tie down that I have on the inner portion of it, I had to loosen that as well, which I'll show you guys now. We're going on a little tour underneath the car. This guy on the inner side, not the outer side, the inner one, I had to loosen up that as well. That allowed me to get enough play within the intercooler. And then I was allowed to put on the two bolts that are at the top and the bottom, and then obviously the one that holds it to the frame. Same thing on the other side. I had to do the same exact thing. Like I said, none of that was mentioned on YouTube. But now let's just continue on trying to piece this back together because there's nothing I need to do from the outside. The next thing I'm trying to do here is I want to get rid of the Type S front badge. I've never been a fan of it. And I do have the black ones, the correct ones, since I ordered the wrong ones last time. I have the correct ones coming. So I'm gonna get this guy off. I just wanted to say it on the sides and on the back, and I'm good. I think it looks perfect with just a black emblem on the front. And then we got to swap out the rear one. So let's get to this guy first, and then we'll obviously get to the next one. Well, I broke it, but it came off, so whatever. It's not something we're going to be using anyway, so. Good afternoon, guys, and we're back here on the next day. I'm gonna apologize up front. I've been sick for the last couple days since I've been installing this. Today, now it's my voice, right? So my voice is a little crackly, so I'm gonna try to work through this, but wanted to give an update. So we got everything going yesterday, pieced the car entirely back together, right? Now, it seems that one of my sensors might have fallen out. Not might have, it actually did. One of my sensors fell out, I guess, while I was putting the bumper back on. The bumper fell down twice off of camera. And luckily the front bumper is completely PPF, so nothing happens to the bumper. But I guess in the course of it falling, the sensor might have gotten pulled in because it was already connected, right? The actual sensor and within the inside on the harness side was connected into it. So I'm guessing it might have pulled it in because it's not there. So I gotta take this driver's side of my bumper off and see how we get this in. I've tried sticking my finger in there. I can't feel anything. I was trying to look for it. The car is going crazy on the inside, and I know the sensor is kind of dangling around because it stops, then it starts again when you do certain motions on the car. So I'm gonna try to pull that out. Let's do it together. See if we can get this resolved and fixed so that way the car doesn't make any more noise, and then we can go on a test drive. All right. I spoke with the dealer right now, actually. So they said the piece has to be ordered. Now, it's only going to take one day. Sadly, it was too late calling today to have it tomorrow in stock, so it'll be here on Wednesday. I taped it in there. I hope it holds because I don't know how strong that's going to actually be. But in the interim, I did want to see the quote. So they sent me a quote with the part number. Now, what I want to do is see if this part number is in like Amazon or something, who knows. But I just wanted to see, one, if they have it somewhere else, and then two, if this is the right part number. So I'm just gonna go along, look for it, see what I can find, and we'll go from there. But at the latest, I'll have that little plastic piece in by Wednesday. That's my fault 100%. I yanked out the plastic clip, not thinking. I was just trying to see if I could stick my finger in there and find the sensor, but in pulling out the clip, I actually broke one side of it. Yay. Now I have to wait till Wednesday. So you live and you learn, but at least it'll come in. At least the sensor is there. Who knows how much those sensors cost. But easy fix, right? I taped it for now. Let's just hope it holds. And if it does, we'll be good for, you know, whenever the plastic piece comes back in. So we'll just wait on that. All right, guys. So we're back. I'm finally feeling better. And guess what? It came in. It came in. Which means we are going to swap out this broken one really quickly. This is easy, and then I'll do a little clip for you guys so you can hear the intake. I'm gonna take you on a drive, but I'm gonna save that one for the next video. I'm sorry, but I want to find a way to mount certain cameras in certain spots, especially on the outside, to see if we can capture the intake noises for you guys, because it really pulls super nice and you hear it the best in second, third, and fourth gear. So I'm gonna see how I set that up for you guys, but in the interim, let's put this thing on. We'll get you guys to hear the noises, and then we'll really see, right? Was it worth the price dollar amount? So we'll get into that in a few, all right? The good news is that the tape actually held up, so it worked in the interim, but as you can see, this guy is done. It comes out that easy. So I guess I should leave it like that, just so I know exactly how it goes in. Alright guys, we're all done. So here it is. Final stage. That is what she looks like. I cannot wait to replace, obviously, the remaining pieces. That guy's supposed to be delivered in 2 more weeks. I just got word from the vendor, so we'll see, right? Fingers crossed. But all of this will no longer be here as well. I got another item I ordered that'll make this look really nice. But just to stay on topic, there it is. Eventuri cold air intake. Let me see if I get a clip for you guys. There you guys have it, right? I think it sounds amazing. Now, the biggest question, right? Let me close my garage. Now the biggest question, right? Is it worth the money? Because this thing is not cheap by any stretch. I believe after taxes, so MSRP on this guy is like $1,600. After taxes and everything, you get over $1,800. So is it worth the $1,800? In my opinion, yes. You guys heard it. I personally think it sounds amazing. I had the exact same setup on my FK8. Now, did I love it? Yes. Are you paying premium? Absolutely. From what I had in the past and the feeling that you get from changing the charge pipe system and putting on the Eventuri, it makes a world of a difference, and I haven't even gotten it tuned yet. So is everybody willing to shell out that kind of money? Absolutely not. Do I blame them? No, because it's not cheap by any stretch. You're paying obviously for the performance behind it, and I believe Eventuri on their dyno, it gets like 14 to like 17 extra horsepower, and then like I think a little over 20 on the torque. So you get power behind it, but you're really paying the premium for the carbon fiber, and I personally think it looks amazing. And knowing that my turbo inlet pipe is coming from Eventuri as well, so it'll be full carbon, I think it's gonna look pretty cool. I had PRL on order, but I ended up canceling it just because I wanted to go everything Eventuri, but then also on the diameter once again, right? The Eventuri goes up to, it begins at 78 millimeter, and then it funnels all the way out to 88 millimeter, which is the biggest one in the market that I know of. So that's also a determining factor for me. Was I wanted the engine bay to look nice, right? So when I take the car to shows, it's something presentable, but then also by the same token, I wanted the performance behind it. You guys take your pick. You guys let me know down in the comments. Is it worth it? Is it isn't? I mean, it's up to whoever, right? I guess, right? It's all subjective, but for me, it was worth it, especially from the aspect of performance, but then also from the perspective of when this thing is in a show, I need it to look pristine, and I want the engine bay to certainly stand out. So I'll leave it with that, all right? Next week's episode, I'm still waiting on that turbo inlet pipe, so I can't do anything until I can, but it's just not worth taking that out to then remove the downpipe, right? If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it all at once. So once the turbo inlet pipe comes in, we can do the downpipe, we can do the front pipe, and we'll go from there. But next week, we're gonna tackle all the suspension. So all the rear suspension gets changed out with the RV6 suspension. Stay tuned for that next week. I'm excited about it. I hope you're excited about it. I'm gonna end this video at that. So you guys have an amazing weekend. As always, go local, take it easy, because I'm out.